Alright guys, catching up on some videos today. So what I got here is some external torx. These are Torx Plus. So you can see in here they actually have the rounded lobes. We'll pull one of those out and we'll show you. These are actually 6-point. You can also buy these in 5-point. This particular brand right here is Tempo. I bought these off of eBay. If you buy the CTA brand, I have found that they also come with the same Tempo insignia or stamping on them, even though these do not say CTA on them anywhere. You see this Torx Plus. If you buy the Tempo brand, it'll have this on it. If you buy the CTA brand, they'll have that on there. Like I said, on the inside of this, you can see that these lobes are rounded. These do have 6 points on them. A lot of manufacturers are going to this. Not all of them are, but if you work on Mercedes, you work on Ford, or you work on GM, or any of those vehicles that use any kind of the Bosch equipment in them, you'll find that these do have it in the transmission. They have it on the engines in the GMs. They have it on the actual bed to remove the bed on the Ford pickup trucks, seat belts, a number of other things. So this particular set wasn't very expensive. If you look on Snap-on's webpage, they want a crazy amount of money for a smaller set than this. The Torx Plus alone, just the external torx and not internal torx, or internal torx and not the external torx, I believe they're right around $575 for a small set. So this is a small price to pay. I believe for this full set here, I paid roughly probably $65 to $75 for the full set. I bought them in 1/4-inch drive, and then from here to, I believe here is 3/8 drive, and from here to here is 1/2-inch drive. This was 3 different sets. I put them on a magnetic rail that you find from Harbor Freight, and these used to be mixed in with some of my can't think of the name of it now, Coke and stuff. If you looked at some of my reviews when I did my review on my Coke and stuff, these were on there. You can see that these were actually separated on a separate rail. I've bought more Coke and stuff to complete my Coke and set. That's what I did, is remove them off the rail. So now that I have them on a single rail altogether, these will go in my toolbox. And there's probably only a handful of sizes on here that I'll use. But for the amount of money I spent on these, it's going to be a lifesaver. Because like I said, we do pull beds off quite often. I have done some transmission repairs with valve bodies that have needed this particular torx and internal torx. I've done a few Mercedes with calipers and stuff that were held on that have this particular design, and BMWs and a few other ones. So even though I do not use these a whole bunch, but when they come into the shop, I can't tell my customer I can't do the job. So you gotta have tools. This was an inexpensive proposition. So that's what I did, was bought these. And like I said, the brand is Tempo. If you look on eBay and type in Tempo Torx Plus, this is what you'll find. Like I said, you'll find 2 sets. Actually, you'll find multiple sets. I'm sorry about that. You'll find 1/4-inch sets, you'll find 3/8 sets, and you'll find 1/2-inch sets. The other thing you'll find is some of these are 5-point, some of these are 6-point. The identifying factor as far as Torx Plus is the rounded lobe. So you're either going to have 5 of these lobes, or you're going to have 6 of these lobes. 6 is the most common. I do have both. I don't have them here today, but I do have both. And these are Torx Plus. So anybody out there looking for a set, that's where you can find them. And like I said, if you buy the CTA brand in the chrome, they're probably going to be the same identical thing, because I believe one of these sets is CTA, and they do all match. Here is the 3/8. We got a 20 EP, 3/8 drive, Torx Plus, 24, 1/2-inch drive, EP, Torx Plus. And we have the same thing going on here for our 1/4. Like I said, one of these particular sets is CTA. I bought it, they matched, and I was very happy about that. So the Tempo brand and the CTA brand appear to be the same thing if you buy them in the chrome. But like I said, if you're looking for an expensive set, this would probably be the way to go. If you have any questions about it, give me a like, share, and subscribe, and I'll try to answer any questions I have. Drop your comments below, and we'll talk to you later.